Poop on me, cheddar.
He's like walking on your shoulder right now.
Cheddar.
She imagine she just like starts pecking you.
I swear, she does. She pecks my moles. Like, I have two moles right on my boob. If I hold her like that. What?
That
You're
is so funny.
Come here.
Well, welcome back.
Welcome, dollies. Oh my
As
God.
you can see, we have a third guest today. Her name is Cheddar.
Vocal.
I know I can't hear her in the podcast.
You can't? Oh my God, it's so loud.
It's like not picking it up.
Babe, can you come get her?
She's ready to go.
She's ready to go, and I don't even know what to do.
This is one of six, right?
Yes,
One
this
of
is
six.
one of six. They're all named after cheeses except for one.
Bye, Cheddar. Hi. That is so
Oh,
cute.
she's adorable. They're adorable. They poop a lot.
Okay. But yeah, one of six. Hi, Serene girl.
I
Um,
have those like little sour candies in my mouth.
as I like start to vomit. Suntope. I just feel like anything I eat these days, it's like I just have to eat such a small amount because then there's no room.
You're like over full.
And it's like the worst because then I'll like have a snack and then I'll start doing something in the garden. I'm like leaning over and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
So
There
we
it
right at the top, right at the top.
is. Yeah. Well, how has your week been?
Feel like feel like it's been a long time since we podcasted, which is not even true.
These past few podcasts, I feel like there's been so much time between them. Whereas the other ones, I feel like it
It was
was like every other day we were having to podcast. It felt like,
but it's been a good week. The weather's been wild. So we had like two storm warnings in one day the other day. So that was a little stressful because I'm always home alone. Um, but overall, good. A neighbor had a tree break, but all of ours are standing solid. Honestly, some of our trees, we have 15 trees on our property. Nine of them are huge pines,
hmm
like over 10 foot tall. So it'd be dangerous if they did break, but you know,
we'll have faith. We'll have faith in them.
we could use some tree trimming.
Yeah.
Otherwise, good. I feel like one of the days this week was super hot, and I started to notice that my ankles were swelling, and I was like, no, I thought I was going to make it at least to 30 weeks without swelling.
Yeah.
But, the other days have been good when it's not as hot, and I've been trying to like sit down at least once or twice a day.
Yeah.
But that's just hard to do. I'm just trying to get everything done till I can't anymore.
I feel like the goal with pregnancy is like you really have to like, because how you said like each pregnancy is different. So like on your second one now, it's different from your first one. But I feel like with the goal with pregnancy is like you have to learn it and then you have to navigate based off like what you think is like the pattern of it to either try to subside nausea or avoid morning sickness or like what are your triggers, you know? And then live your life based off that.
It's tough, but we're here. And I'm trying to get Arkham more excited about being a big brother. I feel like he was excited in the beginning. He loves these chicks so much. So I'm
He's good.
hopeful, hopeful. Because I literally feel like he's just like I'm like, you could talk to the baby can hear you. And he's just like, okay.
Like you leave your stomach.
And then I'm like, do you want to feel the baby? And he's always just like, is it coming out? And I'm like, no, it's not. We still have a few more months. And then he's like, okay. Like,
I think he's gonna be such a good big brother. I think he's gonna do really well.
I hope so. Like he loves other babies. So I'm like hopeful that he's gonna be like, oh, this is
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah,
So I've started like just narrowing down the list of everything we need before the baby comes. I started like putting paper plates on the list because I'm like, that seems easier towards the end of pregnancy slash
totally. Oh my gosh, that's such a good point.
when
I
I
know.
get
I feel like I've seen with toddlers, or not even, yeah, I guess with toddlers from like age 2 and up or something, if another sibling comes, they're kind of just like, as a newborn, they're like Does it
Okay.
do anything? Like, is it gonna move?
I keep like telling him like Paul's like it will seem like we're giving the baby more attention, but like we gave you the same amount of attention and like the baby cannot hold their head up. They can't, so they really need our support.
Right. It's like different types of attention that are needed. But I
So
feel like kids are so good at adjusting, and I feel like communication is key. And you guys are so good with like communicating with Arkham and letting him know, and not just like pushing him to the side and like, he's just a kid, like, but like really explaining things. And I feel like kids are really smart and they understand, they get it. And I feel like they're so, like, they can adjust so easily.
yeah.
So I think it'll be totally fine.
I keep trying to prepare him like right after I have this baby, I'm not gonna be super mobile. I'm gonna do my best, but I'm gonna be down for at least 2 weeks, bleeding everywhere.
I know I saw this thing and it was like the 5-5-5 rule. And it's like after birth, 5 days in bed, 5 days uh near the bed, and then 5 days like in the house or something. So it's like you should try to stay in bed for 5 days and then be like, maybe in a chair next to the bed. And then after that, maybe you can like just be around the house for 5 days, but like take it easy. So I wonder if he's gonna be like concerned about you.
I feel like he's pretty aware of my period because it's like a lot of blood after, and like you're supposed to really air out.
Yeah.
It's like the best way. So I just hope I'm just trying to think like how we're gonna like position ourselves on the bed for the best like positioning because last time after birth I couldn't sit up to nurse. Like P literally I had to like wake him up and he would literally like push me up because like your abs are so wrecked.
Mhm.
So you can't even like get yourself up. So I'm just trying to think about that stuff and I'm just hopeful the
Like
baby
an electric recliner.
a hospital bed
Yeah. Just start pushing yourself every 2 hours in the middle of the night. P's gonna
pillow.
do that.
So it's gonna be interesting for sure.
We should invent that, like like a portable thing that you can just like have on top of your bed and you can be on and you could just
Meh. It would even help me in the middle of the night when I have to get up to go pee. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I like can't get
oh,
up. I have to like roll. I just like roll
that's
on.
what I see they say is like go on your side. It's like a whole thing.
But then sometimes it still pulls like the round ligament thing under you. And I'm like, oh, oh.
I bet.
I just feel like I'm always holding a Kegel because if I'm not, liquid would just be coming out of me. Like I just have to pee that often and that
Do you
it's,
feel like that's because you've already had a kid or that's just pregnancy in general?
I feel like it could because I already had Arkham. I would never after Arkham though, if I sneezed, I wouldn't like pee. But with this baby, I feel like this baby is just chilling on my bladder all the time. So I feel like literally in the evenings when I'm showering, I'm like, I feel like my bottom's just gonna blow out. Like I feel like the water's just falling out, the baby's coming out, everything. It's just all the pressure is
Like my vagina's gonna fall
like
out.
a door that's gonna open, like a drop door. Like it
Oh,
feels so like the pressure this time feels more intense, I feel like.
yeah.
But this baby should be just as big as Arkham because I'm measuring my fundal height, which is like from your pelvis to your belly, in centimeters. I
Yeah.
always measured 2 to 3 weeks ahead with Arkham. And like my previous midwife said, like it's not a concern unless it's like you're measuring 3 weeks ahead and then all of a sudden you're like a week behind. And if it like fluctuates, then it's concerning. But if it's
Yeah.
consistent, if you're always a week behind, then that's fine. If you're.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was always 2 to 3 weeks ahead with Arkham, and I just measured my fundal height. And I'm 3 weeks ahead according to my fundal height. So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know.
We'll see.
I mean, plenty of people have 10-pound babies at home with
Oh,
no
okay.
injury.
Oh my gosh. Were you a big baby?
I was like 6 pounds, 6 ounces, and I was only like 18 and a half inches.
Oh, okay.
But P was like 7'4". I think P was 7'4", and he was like 23 inches long, which is like super long. If he had been actually nourished and not like starved a
Oh,
lot of his childhood, he would have been super tall. But
That's so interesting. So his growth was like stunted.
Stunted.
Dang. I always felt like he gave tall energy. Not that he's not tall, but like
Yeah, he's not like 5'7", but
yeah, I always felt like he gave off like he should be
could be
tall.
tall.
Yeah.
How big? You were big.
I know, I think I was
Like
also
9 pounds, weren't you?
no, I was on 9 pounds.
You were.
No, I was like also like 7.5 pounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
And were you long?
I actually don't know how long I was, but I think when I asked, I think it was average.
So
What's
probably
that?
like a 19. I think for a girl, average at birth is like 19 to 20.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is it like 2021 or something?
Because I was short, but I
Yeah,
am. I don't, obviously, I guess if you don't know us and you can't tell from the podcast, I am short.
yeah.
I'm like 5 foot, 5'1" max.
Well, what's the average for men then? Like,
I think like 20 and a half and above,
oh, okay. So it's not
19 and a half
that
plus.
different from,
No,
oh,
at
okay.
birth, it's not that different. Arkham was 20 and a half inches, I think.
Oh, okay.
7 pounds, 3 ounces.
Yeah. Interesting.
So he was a good size. He just sized up fast.
Oh, yeah, that breast milk really got him. Do you remember at one point he was so chubby? He was literally like bow-legged.
He was so bow-legged and like now I look back and I like
Oh,
see
baby.
it. But at the time I was like people would be like he walks like he's
I
because
think
he's
it was
an early
like,
walker.
yeah, and I think it was like his first birthday party or something. And I was like, dang, like his legs, like
He's so
his
bow.
knees are like all the way pushed
But
out.
I think it's because I'm so short. And like I think because they have to like tuck themselves in, I feel like this baby will probably be bow-legged too. So my grandma was like, I feel like you need to do something. And I was like, it usually resolves itself before two. And it
Yeah,
definitely did. But we called him Cowboy for a while because he was definitely bow-legged. But now when I look back, I'm like, oh, I see. Because some people were like,
yeah, you're like, like it's not that bad.
you
And
know,
now,
like, and
like,
now I look, I'm like, oh, it does look like, oh my God, how is he walking?
I know that was like the best time.
He was like a
Oh
meatball.
my gosh, such good memories. I cannot.
I know. I'm like, if this baby isn't chubby, I'm gonna be robbed. Was your
Um,
meal big?
I don't know, and he probably doesn't know, so I would have to ask his mom.
Do you think she knows?
I think she probably does. I don't know. I'm curious about him and his sister to see.
Yeah, because she's tall too.
Yes. Yeah, I think she's like 5'10", I think.
Okay.
But the mom is like also 5'10".
Oh, I didn't realize she was tall.
5'9" or 5'10", I think, because I think
Oh,
she's like maybe an inch taller than me or two.
wow.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but like I didn't think that.
Yeah, so I don't know, I'm curious. I'll get some,
Text her. Just kidding.
yeah. We'll
Text Donald, he'll know.
ask some detailed questions. Um, well, that is good. I feel like my week, nothing. I honestly don't even know what I did. I don't think I
I'm
did
trying to think about your week.
I know I don't think I did anything, but today was Maddie's graduation, my little sister's uh college graduation.
My dad's like, she graduated from high school. I'm like, no, dad, she just turned 22. I'm like, oh my
Uh,
God, time's flying.
no, seriously. So it was a good graduation. Um, and yeah, it was a good time. So, you know,
And you guys went to Olive Garden after, and what did you order?
I got the shrimp Alfredo,
Oh, that sounds good.
kiss, the breadsticks, the salad. Jamoga.
Arkham, legit, when we had a power outage with the storms this week, I was like, I don't know what to order. It was like 8 o'clock, and I like everything's electric in our house. So I was like, I'm just gonna order Olive Garden. It had like free delivery. I was like, okay, easy. I know he'll eat it. So I got 2 packs of breadsticks. Oh,
Oh, speaking of,
did you like breadsticks? Yeah. He's like been eating them for breakfast for like the past 3 days. He like wakes up and gets all the breadsticks. What?
How do you keep the breadsticks soft? Because I feel like after like a day or two, mine start getting stale, and I wish I could like re-soften them up.
So I've heard if you splash water in that thing they give you, like the container, and put
Yeah.
it in the oven, I think that's supposed to
Yeah.
help. But honestly, he didn't care.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I still eat them too. I just wish they looked a little bit more fresh, you know.
And so,
What'd you say?
What did Jamil order?
He got the chicken parm.
Ooh, I love the eggplant parm.
I don't think I've tried it.
Oof.
Yeah.
What did you order from Olive Garden? Uh, You have sand almost in your eye. You ordered chicken Alfredo, or no, just regular Alfredo with French fries and breadsticks.
Yum.
And Paul loves the tour of Italy.
Yeah. That's a classic. I feel like Olive Garden just can't go wrong. It's
Mine,
gotten a little pricier than it was in the old days,
yes.
but still pretty good.
like the three of us to eat, I was like, oh, that was like $70. Like, what?
Yeah, the prices, I'm like, okay, inflation, I guess.
I guess.
Yeah, so really that's been like the only highlight of my week, I feel like. The only thing I've done. Other than that, I've just been here chilling. The stories I feel like are have been better than they were before. More like interesting, I would say. Not better, but like more interesting. Um, Story one.
We're ready.
Dakota Johnson details being cut off financially from dad, Don Johnson.
Which I like didn't realize that.
I know. I feel like I might have heard about it, but I don't know.
I like didn't realize her dad was Don Johnson.
Oh,
Or the Don Johnson. I don't know why.
I think I knew that because I think I saw her like on a talk show and they like mentioned it. Dakota Johnson recalled how she had to forge her own acting career after high school when her dad cut her off as part of an ultimatum.
But the
Dakota,
mom is also famous.
is she?
Yes, the mom was married to Antonio Banderas.
Oh,
I was like, whoa, she did Don Johnson and Antonio Banderas?
what? Who is this woman?
And she's like, I don't know, she's cute, but not like,
Yeah,
because Antonio still looks good.
yeah, I'm sure. I didn't know that. Um, So it says Dakota Johnson was 50 shades of determined to make it on her own when she officially began her acting career. After not getting accepted into the famous Juilliard School in New York City, the daughter of actors Don Johnson and ex-wife Melanie Griffith went on to forge her own path into Hollywood without a dime from her father. I didn't get in, and my dad cut me off because I didn't go to college, the 35-year-old told her Materialistics co-star Pedro Pascal for an Elle UK interview published on May 14th. So I started auditioning. I think I was 19 when I did The Social Network and then little jobs and stuff after that. Dakota, who made her on-screen acting debut as a child alongside her mom in the actress's then husband Antonio Banderas' 1999 film Crazy in Alabama before appearing in a scene with Justin Timberlake in 2010, The Social Network. And years later, the 50 Shades trilogy, remembers struggling financially after being cut off by her dad. For a couple of years, it was hard to make money, she told Pedro. There were a few times when I'd go to the market and not have money in my bank account or not be able to pay rent, and I'd have to ask my parents for help. Dakota continued, I'm very grateful that I had parents that could help me and did help me, but it certainly was not fun. The auditioning process, as you know, is the effing worst. Dakota has spoken before about how she struggled to make it in Hollywood on her own after high school and after her dad cut her off financially. He said, if you go to college, you still get an allowance, the actress said about her dad in a February 2024 Today interview. And I was like, well, I'm going to be an actress. So he was like, all right, well, you're on your own. I was cut off.
I
Dakota said,
mean, I feel like it's a solid
She made it.
She made it. And I feel like sometimes in Hollywood, people shouldn't make it. And so I feel like it's good that they're like, if you're gonna make it on your own, not because of me.
Yeah, totally. I think same. It sucks, but I think it made her work for it.
And I feel like she could have gotten a job and done other things, which I'm sure she did work doing other things while she was auditioning.
Yeah, possibly.
But
Yeah,
it's just kind of crazy. I mean, I'm glad they did that because I feel like there is a lot of people that make it in Hollywood, and you're like, yeah, just because your parents were famous.
right, exactly. So I feel like it really showed her ability. Oh, so Dakota turned to modeling to make rent money as she pursued acting. I definitely had moments where I couldn't afford groceries and things like that and needed to ask my mom to help me. She said she was the nice one. Don himself has also previously shared insight into the college ultimatum. We have a rule in the family, the Nash Bridges alum said on Late Night with Seth Meyers in 2021, that if you stay in school, you get to stay on the payroll. He said that toward the end of Dakota's high school career, he asked his daughter if she wanted to visit some colleges, and she went, "Oh no, I'm not going to college." He said, and I went, "Okay, well, you know what that means? I mean, you won't be on the payroll anymore, and how are you going to manage?" And she says, "Don't you worry about it." Good for her. So proud of her. She obviously had a great success with the 50 Shades trilogy.
That's what I was wondering if that's her highest paid
I
thing.
know, I'm trying to think what else she may have been in.
You're gonna knock over the computer, please.
Obviously, I feel like that's what she's the most known for. Let's see. But I guess she has a new movie called Materialists with Pedro Pascal.
Is that new?
Yeah, it says 2025. I don't know if it's out yet. Oh, she was Madame Web.
Oh, you're right. I did not see it. Is that a Marvel?
I think it is. It kind of looks like it. So she's been in a few other ones. The other ones don't really ring a bell for me, but she's been in a few. So she has some out there. Um, interesting. Next story is about Sean Diddy Combs. So he's in trial right now. So we're finding out small things here and there. What I've learned so far is that so there's a video that the public saw partial of it, and it's him and Cassie in a hotel room, and he's like,
And Cassie was underage, is that correct?
no, she was like 19,
Okay.
but she was so young compared to him. He like definitely groomed
He's
her.
gross.
Yeah. So it just sucks that she got all wrapped up in this because I feel like she was like she could have been such a good pop star. Like if she would have continued making music and wouldn't have like gotten involved with him, I think I mean, she still is a success and like now she
I
has
actually don't, straight up honest, I don't know who she is.
Cassie Ventura. Yes, you do. You do know who Cassie is. Um, you know, I've been waiting so long. I'm
Oh
here.
yeah. Anthony.
That's Cassie. Uh,
Okay.
there's got a long way to go. Do you know that one?
No.
Think I'm gonna love you. There's a bunch, but that was when she was young, and then she like never really made music after that.
And is she also in trouble or she's
No,
being
she's
considered?
she's
Okay.
actually testifying against him.
Wow.
Um, because there's a video that was leaked to the public last year, probably. And it's of her and him in a hotel room and like the hallways and stuff, and she's like trying to get away from him, but he's like hurting her, like physically
Ew.
assaulting her, and you can see it, and she's like trying to leave, and he like literally is dragging her on the floor back to the hotel room. So more of that video came out, and you see it's just like not okay, and you just feel so bad for her, and like when people say, well, why didn't she just leave? And it's like, one, she was very young and naive. And two,
Probably threatened.
he had total blackmail on her with whatever he was making her do. And like, three, he's a powerful guy, you
And
know?
if you disregard power for people, you're not going to make it. Not that
Totally
that should be the main goal, but
right.
if
And
that's your
it's
bread and butter,
not young. And maybe if you don't come from money and somebody's like presenting you
offering
with
you.
life, it's kind of like, okay, well, is it that bad? You know, like, can I handle it? Like, is
And
it
if
worth
you didn't come from money, you might have come from an abusive family anyways.
it? And if she
I mean,
doesn't have
not that
the
plenty
support,
families with money aren't abusive too, but
right. It's like a double whammy. But it's like if she doesn't also have like the support around her to be like, this isn't
no.
okay. And like you need to leave and like I got you, don't worry. You know, it's just a
Yeah, she
sad.
maybe doesn't have anywhere else to live.
Right. So I hate when people, because there's like two sides. People feel bad for her, and then other people are like, well, like she could have left. And I'm like, I don't really think she could have that easily. And like, obviously, this video, you see her trying to leave. And what happened?
And
Like,
then nobody does anything.
exactly. And I'm like, she was so young too. And like, I guess for like Diddy's freak offs that they said would happen,
Ew.
guess they showed texts in court of Cassie saying that she was like down for it and like all that stuff. And so people are like, well, she was down for it, which I also hate that because it's like people are allowed to change their minds. She could have been like, you know what? Like, I'm down for this in the
Yeah,
beginning.
let's see what it is.
Right. Then it could have gotten too far. Like, it could have started out fine. Then they could have pushed it too far and she could have been like, I don't want to do this anymore.
That's
That's
like you're
okay.
in.
Yeah, like, okay, maybe she was down, but also, like, what do you think would have happened to her if she would have been like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not into that. I don't want to do that. Like, come on, people. Obviously, she had to say that.
And also, it's like a phone, so like he could have been texting. You know what I mean? Who even knows if those were her texts?
Exactly. And, like, maybe she literally could have said no in a past text or in person, and he probably got really angry at her. So now she's just like, oh God, like, I don't want to piss him off. So she just, like, knows what to say. But even then, like, my thing is like, okay, maybe she was down in the beginning, but it's still not okay because once you say no, it's still no. Like,
Yeah, and he's not taking no for an answer from anybody.
so I'm like, let's not shame her, please, because I feel like
And did they ever find that other witness?
not that I know of. I haven't seen an update on it. So I don't know. But so Cassie testified against him in court, which I think good for her for
Yeah,
standing up to him in person.
that's scary.
You know, she came out and just said that it was just really hard and like it got really bad and like she pretty much had to like drug herself to numb her to get through it pretty much and you know and people would be like well then she lived a lavish life or luxury because he you know
That's
had
worth
she had
it.
like private chefs and stuff and I'm like that doesn't matter if she's getting abused and that's not okay like
Yeah, that doesn't make it worth it.
exactly. It just like pisses me off when people say like, well, she should have just left. Why didn't she just leave? I'm like, you obviously know nothing about abuse. So,
I like watched a really good Netflix series called The Maid. That's like a true story based on abuse. That was so good. And like even after that, the lady got in an abusive relationship. Like
yeah,
it's just
they say it takes what, seven
seven
times
times to leave.
or you actually can like stay away. It's hard out there. So, it's really irking me when I'm hearing these people be like, I don't feel that bad for her because she could have left. She could have done this. She could have done this. She wanted to do it. I'm like,
Sure.
I'm gonna bite my tongue. But so anyways, good for her for like testifying and now she has like a great husband and stuff, you know, and
Hmm.
we didn't get great music anymore after that, but
Better
and I
she's safe.
feel bad because she was so young and talented and like I think she could have gone on to be like really famous. I mean, she still is just based off like the few songs people know from her from back then, but I don't know. She just had a lot of talent, so it was sad. But so this one says how Sean Diddy Combs reacted to Cassie Ventura's cross-examination testimony in trial. Sean Diddy Combs passed notes to his attorneys as his ex Cassie Ventura was being cross-examined during the fifth day of his federal sex trafficking trial. Content warning, this article contains allegations of sexual assault. Sean Diddy Combs is honed in on his criminal trial. The rapper, who has pleaded not guilty to charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution, was very involved with the cross-examination of his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, on May 16th, the fifth day of the legal proceeding. In fact, Combs was seen leaning into a courtroom monitor to read the transcript of Ventura's testimony, as well as passing notes down the line to be handed to his defense team, per a reporter inside the New York City courthouse. This was Ventura's second day of being cross-examined by Combs' attorney, who argued that the Me and You singer was a willing participant in the alleged multi-day drug-filled sex parties known as freak-offs. Ventura, who dated Combs on and off for a decade before their 2018 breakup, testified that her ex introduced the sexual encounters during the first year of their relationship, alleging it entailed hiring an escort so she can perform for Sean. Eventually, it became a job for me. I had the contacts to set it up in the hotel room and all of that, Ventura testified, alleging that she was forced to participate in lewd sex acts with escorts as Combs watched. There was no space to do anything else, staying out for days on end, taking drugs and drinking, having sex with a stranger. They would be 36, 48, 72 hours. Pregnant Ventura, who is expecting her third baby with husband Alex Fine, Ventura said, "It wasn't something that I wanted to be doing, but at some point I felt I didn't have much of a choice. I didn't know what no could turn into." The 38-year-old accused Combs, who's now 55, of
Ew.
filming her sexual performances to use as blackmail against her. She also alleged that her ex would become physically violent during their relationship if he didn't get his way. Ventura said she and Combs parted ways around 2018, but not before the musical mogul allegedly raped her. "We were having a closure conversation and went out to dinner at a restaurant in Malibu," she recalled on the stand, explaining that the night ended with Combs bringing me home. "I went inside. He came in and raped me on the living room floor," she alleged. "I remember crying and saying no. It was fast. His eyes were black. He wasn't himself."
It's
Combs has
never him. I mean, he's gross. He's not a good person. He's never himself.
no, like, he's like
A
the
monster.
worst people I feel like on this earth right now. And there's also like something going around, and I don't know if this is true or not, or just allegations, because he has two twin daughters of him like
Oh no.
nasty about them. And like, or Cassie, I think, said that some of his fantasies
But
include,
they're not hers.
no, 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 thank God. But Cassie, I think Cassie's the one that said some of his fantasies included his twin daughters and their mom or something like that. And I'm
And
like,
I mean, he's not attractive at all. Not that being attractive would make this okay, but it makes it worse.
it makes it worse. And this video just came out of him and one of his daughters on like the red carpet about something. She's like all dressed up. She looks really cute. And he's like looking her up and down and like licks his lips.
Ew.
And then they're like, "How proud of you are." And and he's like, "She just looks so beautiful." And like stuff. And people were like, "Why couldn't you just say like that you're proud of her? Like, why are you commenting on like her appearance
Creep.
like that?" Rape. Combs has denied Ventura's rape allegations. Big surprise. When he and Ventura settled a 2023 civil lawsuit in which she accused him of sexual assault, his lawyer Ben Braffman told E! News at the time that the settlement was in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Braffman added, "Mr. Combs' decision to settle the lawsuit does not in any way undermine his flat-out denial of the claims." And that's all they've said so far.
I mean, how could you even defend him? This is like the OJ case to me. It's like,
No, I just can't. He's just like, more and more stuff keep coming out, and I just believe it. I don't have a slight hint of doubt that they're wrong in what they're accusing him of. I just feel bad for his kids.
And that's what I was gonna say. So if he was with Cassie for that long, then his kids were already he already had his kids. That's what's
Yeah.
confusing me is the timeline there.
Yeah. So he had the kids before.
And what about his wife of the kids? Or like the mother of the kids? Has she come out and said anything?
Not that I know of. I don't even know who she is. Because I think that they, like Cassie and Diddy, I think they have like a 18-year age gap or something like that. Like almost 20 years. So yeah, he had already had kids. I'm like, ugh, I cannot stand him. And anybody out there that's like defending him or trying to find ways to not feel bad for Cassie, unfollow me now, okay?
Don't listen to this podcast.
Because we're not in the same.
Ew, his
Yeah,
son is not
you
attractive.
can leave. I know.
Kim Porter.
Oh,
she's
yeah, it is. I don't really know who she is though,
dead.
but that name sounds familiar.
She died in
So
2000.
yeah, she's what?
She's dead.
Oh,
That's kind of suspicious.
wait, hold on. You're right. Okay, I feel like I'm
Died of
remembering.
pneumonia?
Yes, I feel like I'm remembering stuff, and I think people were like a little suspicious of her death. And like, I think people were trying to be like, he had something to do with it. I believe. When
Suspicious.
did it say she died?
2018. And it says of like pneumonia.
Yeah, and that's around the time that him and Cassie were, like breaking it off.
And it wasn't even the only guy she's been married to was not Diddy. So
Yeah. Oh, I can't stand him, and I really hope that he gets what he deserves because I don't know how he could be doing this to people.
the twins just turned 18, so that's disturbing.
Yeah, no, seriously. They need to be like taken away from him.
Oh, oof.
Yeah, so we'll see, but I'm proud of her for facing him in court. And I feel like it's probably hard for her now husband to have to listen, and I mean, I'm sure he knows. She's probably, but maybe not
Her to
gone
have
too.
to relive it and like to be pregnant and like
And like I just can't imagine like being so in love with somebody, she's having your babies and like you have this beautiful life, and then just seeing this man who just like took full advantage of her and like hearing all the stuff she went through. Oh, I just can't imagine it. So,
well, let's hope he's brought to justice, even though
literally,
there's no real justice for this.
no, seriously. Oh, what a pig. Third and final story. I'm sad.
Oh
And I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed.
I'm like scared to hear it.
It's Chris Brown. This freaking idiot. This effing idiot bitch. Okay? I'm pissed. Chris Brown arrested after alleged bottle attack at UK nightclub. I think he might be out, but I don't know. But I just like want to shake him, and I just feel like I wish he would like get away from the bad crowds. Get away from the clubbing, okay?
He might be the bad crowd.
I don't know. I feel like maybe he doesn't have a great head on his shoulders, but I feel like, he's not bad. He just makes bad decisions. And if he would surround himself and make better choices, I just can't. Like,
If you're listening, we know you are.
I'm disappointed in you. Like, get your shit together. You're getting old. Okay? I'm tired of dealing with this. I'm going to your concert in September. I don't want to have to deal with this. I'm trying to be support, okay? And you're making me embarrassed. I'm embarrassed now.
Her look bad for having a crush on you, okay?
Okay? God. And I was like, I swear to God, I was like, if this man misses this concert because of this, I'm pulling up and I'm throwing hands.
How old is Chris Brown now? He's got to be older than us.
Yeah, I feel like he's like, I don't know, like more towards the later 30s.
36.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say
Born the
mid
same
30s,
year as
but maybe
he,
pushing towards.
and his birthday is Arkham's birthday.
Yeah, it is. So I'm just like, if this guy, I'm like, I can't keep sticking up for you. Okay. So,
Pull it
get,
together.
okay. Stop embarrassing me. Anyways, Chris Brown has been arrested in Manchester, UK over an alleged incident in 2023 in which producer Abe Dia accuses Brown of attacking him with a bottle in a nightclub. Chris Brown is facing legal trouble. The
Okay,
30
tell us really stupid side story. Because of the attack with the bottle, I'm dying. In college, this girl got up in like our psychology class, and it's not funny. But
which means it is.
it's funny, but it's not great. Okay. So this girl gets up and she was so tall. Okay. She's so tall, like blonde girl, tattoos. And she gets up and she's like, I don't know, we were telling like stories or things that happened to us or something. And she's like, one time I was at a party and somebody like threw a 40 at me, like a full 40. And like I was like, I don't know. And then when I got out, I asked him, like, I don't know what that is. Like what? And
Wait, it cut off a little bit.
oh, so she was like, at a party, I have anxiety to go to parties. I don't party anymore. I have anxiety because at a party, somebody hit me over the head with a 40. And I did not know what it was. So I was just and then when I got out of class, I asked him, I'm like, what is a 40? He's like a 40, like a like a thing of out like the beer. Not funny. But I was like, thank God I didn't know what that was because I probably would have laughed if I actually
Yeah.
knew what it was. So I was like, thank God I didn't know.
No, that is so crazy. Literally talk about like PTSD.
And I feel awful for her. It's not funny because it happened. It's just funny because I didn't know what it was. And it's insane.
I just like can't even imagine that.
And she was tall. So maybe it was a dude. She was so tall.
I wonder if it was like, was it accidental or was somebody like,
After her, I don't know.
that is crazy. Oh my God. What a like story to tell.
Just like reminded of like who attacked somebody with a bottle.
No, seriously. Well, apparently whoever did it at that girl and Chris Brown.
Get help.
Real sure. So it says the 36-year-old was arrested in Manchester, UK, according to TMZ, citing law enforcement sources in the early hours of May 15th over an alleged bottle attack that occurred in a London nightclub 2 years ago.
That's strange.
Like, I know, it's been a while. I just feel like if you either go forward with it or
Drop it.
drop it. According to The Independent, Brown was detained by Metropolitan Police at the Lowry Hotel mere hours after he'd arrived in the city on a private jet. A 36-year-old man was arrested at a hotel in Manchester shortly after 2 a.m. on Thursday, May 15th, on suspicion of grievous bodily harm, the Metropolitan Police shared in a statement with E! News. He has been taken into custody where he remains. The statement also continued, the arrest relates to an incident at a venue in Hanover Square on February 19th, 2023, the investigation is being led by detectives from the Central West Area Basic Command Unit. E! News has reached out to reps for Chris Brown as well as local police for comment, but has not yet heard back. So in 2023, music producer Abe Dia accused Brown, who scheduled to perform 10 shows in Britain as part of his upcoming world tour, of an unprovoked attack at Mayfair's Tape nightclub around 3 a.m., during which Brown allegedly struck Dial with a bottle and
Yeah.
punched and kicked him.
So high.
Wow.
He hit me over the head 2 or 3 times, Dial told The Sun. My
With a
knee
full
slapped
bottle?
as well.
Also, how did that shiznit not shatter?
Seriously. Seriously, though.
That would hurt so bad. Like, I feel like as you get older, like when you're young, like Arkham hits his head and it's like, oh man. But I feel like
Yeah.
now when you hit your head, you're like, ow.
I feel like you're out for a few
Damn
days.
it. That hurts so bad.
Yeah. So he said my knee collapsed as well. According to the outlet, Dial was taken to the hospital and required crutches after he was discharged. In the wake of the alleged altercation, Dial filed a lawsuit in 2023 against Brown for 16 million or 12 million pounds in damages for injuries and losses suffered. Brown has not responded publicly to Dial's claims or lawsuit. Okay, so he did file it in 2023. Weird that it's now
I
taken,
wonder because it's in another country.
like they were waiting for him to return before they could do
Maybe because I don't know what our extradition treaty or whatever is with them. But you would think you
Interesting.
just wouldn't go back and then
Yeah. So I guess they're moving forward with the lawsuit. The judge is like moving forward with it. So
I mean,
see what happens.
fair point.
Yeah. I
Don't
believe
hit
he's
people.
probably being violent, but I am suspicious that you were hit in the head 2 or 3 times
And the
because
bottle didn't shatter.
I feel like if some he's not just like if he's hitting you, he's hitting you. And I feel like
Like
it
one
probably
hit with a
broke.
bottle is shattering.
Yeah, like first time, maybe the second time, but like 3 times.
It's cray.
If you coming after my man just for his money,
You getting hit.
you're getting hit again.
The
They said
bottle.
they punched and kicked, and obviously he needed crutches. So like, I hope you're doing well.
We hope you are okay, sir.
Yes. I'm sorry you had to go through that. But like, if you're lying,
And people do lie. I mean, the
you do
Rihanna
lie.
man, I can't even think of his name. Is it ASAP Rocky? Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Feels so trendy.
yeah. True.
Look at me. I know things other than country music.
I know. I even had to think because I get him confused with Travis Scott.
It's so confusing. I'm always like, even my dad, sometimes I'm like, you know who that is? I don't even know who that is.
Yeah. Okay, Rick.
Trendy.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I have a good Am I the Asshole?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we're done with the stories. So
They were wild this week. I hope next week is a little tamer.
yeah. They were a lot, kind of.
A lot to take in.
A lot to take in, a lot to talk about.
But you know what? We're here for it.
We're here. We're just
Also-
doing our job on spreading the news.
We're spreading. We're spreading.
Yeah. Not like that.
Oh, we are. Who knows?
We'll leave it up to your imagination. Oh.
Am I the asshole for making my sister's gender reveal cake gray because she wouldn't tell me the gender? From reading the title, how are you supposed to make a gender reveal cake?
That's what I'm saying. Like, were you in charge of it?
Then without knowing the gender, you're supposed to guess like 50-50. So I don't know. From the beginning, I'm not thinking you're
Or
that.
maybe she was just responsible for taking the envelope and like maybe they wanted her to also be included on the surprise. So they were like, we don't want anybody to know until everybody knows.
Maybe. Maybe she was just
Petty.
getting the cake made.
Yeah.
So I, 22, bake as a hobby. I'm actually pretty good at it. I get paid under the table for weddings and baby showers. Kind of good. My sister's pregnant and wants me to make the cake for her gender reveal. Cool, no problem. I asked her to send me the info so I could prep the inside classic pink or blue filling. She said, oh no, I want to be surprised. Just make it neutral for the reveal and we'll find out together. Okay, so just make a neutral cake.
Make it neutral. Don't make this about you.
I was like, huh? So you want a gender reveal cake with no gender revealed? Well, sometimes gender reveals aren't cakes, lady.
Right, exactly. She just wanted a cake for the reveal. She didn't
She
want
says
the
she'll
cake to
have
be the
someone.
reveal.
She says she'll have someone email the info to me later. Okay, this does not make sense. I think you and your sister don't know what a gender reveal is. Deadline comes, I still have no gender. So I make the cake. It's gray inside, gray outside. Full on cement vibes. I even added fondant clouds for the effect. Still tasted great, but visually grim as hell. I mean, I like it. A gray cake.
I know.
We're not mad at it. Reveal day comes, they cut into it, and my sister looks pissed. Her husband is confused. People start murmuring. Then she pulls me aside, like, why would you make it gray? That's so passive aggressive. Calmly, I remind her that no one told me the gender, so I literally had no data to work with. I told her I wasn't about to guess or go full on improv on somebody's baby cake. I mean, what do you want me to do?
I'm so confused on this.
You want me to just
so they
put blue?
still like, why would they ask for it to be neutral and then they cut into the cake expecting to see a certain color?
Now my mom says I embarrassed her in front of the family and I should have tried harder. What do you want me to do? I should have tried harder. Tried harder to do what? Summon the gender through vibes? So, am I the a-hole for making the most neutral cake in history? Edit. I actually did follow up ask her a couple of days before the reveal if the info had been sent. She said just something like, yeah, someone's taking care of it. I figured it was handled and I didn't want to pester her since she seemed so chill about it at the time.
That is so interesting. It
So-
all like a mess from both sides.
Can be done and watch Patty. Oh, things okay. I feel like it makes it makes no sense because it's like, how am I supposed to do a gender reveal? And then everyone's like, yeah, somebody will tell you. And then it's like, okay, well, nobody told me, so what am I supposed to do?
But
Like,
that's so weird because in the beginning she was like, just make it a neutral color.
Maybe
And then
she was trying to make it pink or blue on the outside. You know, and maybe she's like,
I
just,
haven't,
but it
like,
doesn't.
why did they cut into it expecting to see a certain color and then everybody's like mumbling about it? I have a lot of questions.
Dumb. I almost spit out my.
No.
Okay, that
This
was
is
dumber than I thought it was going to be. You're both. I mean, I feel like it's not on the person that wrote this. Because what am I supposed to do? I've asked you like 2 or 3 times and you're like, someone will send it to you. I mean, I feel
literally
like
none of it makes sense.
I feel like I'd be like, okay, so I'm just confirming with you. I'm making you a full gray cake because I have no idea what you're having either. How are you supposed to
Yeah,
have
like what was
your
the
cake?
assignment? Like
I
I don't understand what the assignment was. Because it's very back and forth.
It doesn't make sense.
I feel like you're not the asshole. I feel like you're a little petty for the gray because you knew she would hate it.
That's what a lot of people commented and said, like, why wouldn't you make it like baby themed at least or yellow? I'm
Yeah.
here for the gray. It sounds cute to me.
I know. I feel like she did it though because she knew that her sister would hate it.
Maybe. So maybe that part you're the asshole. But I don't understand how they fully expected like the mom being like, you embarrassed us. Like, no.
Oh,
Having a baby and doesn't get the gender to me embarrassed us, okay?
oh, it's so odd. Every time I was trying to like put it together and like, oh, they just wanted a cake. They didn't want a gender reveal cake. And then it's like, no, they cut into it to see the color on the inside. What?
Yeah, how am I supposed to know? Just guess? I feel like, I mean, honestly, if it was me, I feel like I would have been like, well, nobody told me, I'm just making a guess.
Yeah, seriously.
Going pink.
And then
Like,
oh, we'll mail you the results later.
and then she said, I want you to find out with us. How can I find out with us when I'm supposed to be making the damn gender reveal cake?
For real.
Unless I was thinking like, okay, maybe it's just a cake for the gender reveal party and it's going to be like
That's what I said.
drop or like
Yeah. Like it was just a cake for the event. It wasn't a reveal cake. Like she just wanted a
Yeah.
cake for the event. But then that's why I'm saying it doesn't make sense that they cut into it looking to see like and then they were like mad at the filling
Nobody
color.
knows the gender.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, seriously.
So how are you gonna have a whole gender reveal party and then nobody knows the
No,
gender?
this family seems like they've definitely lost some brain cells because
Where
none
are
of
we?
so I don't know, maybe it's 50-50.
Somebody put you could equally go with everybody sucks here, and it would be a valid judgment.
That's what I'm thinking. Everybody's an asshole because
I mean, how dare the mom be like, you embarrassed us? Like what?
it just seems like everybody wants to make it about them.
And it's like about the baby, and everybody
Yeah.
makes the baby.
Yeah. She said, "How am I supposed to know the gender by summoning it through the vibes?"
I would have made a guess. I feel like if that was me and nobody told
I
me,
just like, don't understand what the assignment was. Like, was she supposed to do like blue and pink? Like, was she supposed to just make it like a neutral thing? But then, like, why cut into it to see the color? Why
like
say
she
you'll
told you a
mail
few
her
days
the
before
results?
that somebody was gonna get them to her, or like, don't worry about it. So
Right. And why say you were going to email her the results afterwards or something? But like, weren't you supposed to be finding out? I don't know. My vote is for everybody is because
yeah,
that was like
everybody's the
hurting
asshole.
my brain to
It's
just try.
not even the asshole. Everybody's the idiot.
No, seriously, that's so
It
good.
doesn't make any sense.
Everybody's the idiot. And like,
And if I could, I'd bring them into a room and silent scream at them.
seriously.
I don't know where it is. So it's been a wild episode. It's been wild.
I know. It has been wild. We'll see how the edit goes.
We'll see how the edit goes, but that's just like a day in the life for me right now.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy here. The sand.
Yeah. Hopefully it was more entertaining than anything.
So if you're not watching the video,
Sorry.
you might want to. It's insane.
Yeah.
But if you,
Thanks for
it might be
sticking
good
with
for you.
us. Yeah, thanks for sticking with us through it if you made it to the end. And we will see you guys next week. Bye,
Have a great
Dolly.
Monday. Bye, dollies.